Bonitto, my next guest, 2024 Pro Bowler, second-team All-Pro linebacker, due a first-team All-Pro. Just saying, with the Denver Broncos, fresh off of this incredible fourth quarter against the Giants. Nik Bonitto, has the adrenaline even come down from this game? And welcome to the show. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. And it's still kind of crazy thinking about it. It kind of looked like we were just, done for at the time. And, we all just looking at each other on the bench like, damn, like, is this really happening? And, we just kind of kept playing and, it ended up working out the way it did. So. Yeah,
I think we had some footage of it, of this fourth quarter to sort of jog your memory, though. What is like the moment that you realized what was happening?
Once we kind of got that first stop and then, RJ scored, I think they threw him something for a touchdown. I'm like, all right, like, we actually back in it now. And then even after the pick, really, that's when I was like, all right, this is like a real game now. So, we just kind of kept battling. We didn't know what the result was going to be. And Coach kind of even told us all week, we're not looking at, the scoreboard. We're just going to keep playing and, just let the results fall where they may. So.
Okay, but I'm looking at the scoreboard, and I'm worried if, my health is at play here. As a fan looking at, how this goes, what changed? I've been struggling with this for the past 24 hours. What happened? What flipped? Was it a conversation? Was it an adjustment? A tweak? How do you get, how do you spark that thing?
Honestly, I couldn't even tell you, one specific thing that, made it a comeback or, made us to believe. I just think our coaches just did a good job of, telling us to finish the fight, just continuously not trying to look at the scoreboard, just keep trying to play. And we just kept making plays and, kept, doing the things that we needed to do to win the game. And, offense did great. Defense, made stops when we needed to. So, I'm just proud of the effort from all the guys for real.
Coach said that it was not going to be pleasant yesterday. How unpleasant was that? Paint me that photo.
It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Because obviously, through 3 quarters of football, it was really bad, for the whole team. And, he definitely let us hear about that. But at the same time, he was real proud of our fight and stuff like that. So, obviously, we're happy we got the win and stuff, but he kind of painted the bigger picture where we still have a lot of things we got to correct to be the team that we want to be. So,
what does he think you have to? What do you have to correct? But I don't know. I feel like you helped collapse the line a few times and helped get sacks for other people. So, I don't know.
No, there's always things. Obviously, in my game, I feel like I still have room to grow. Whether it's learning how to handle chips and double teams and stuff like that, and even just, taking myself, out of the game, a lot of times where it's I got to be a lot better in coverage. I got to be, perfection, in a lot of these things just so, the margin of error isn't that big. So just trying to continuously, grow in my game in all facets is really important.
I don't even know what that's going to look like when you improve because you have these 8 sacks through 7 games. Congratulations. You were on pace to set a new career high. All-Pro season last year. Which is absolutely amazing. Is something clicking for you, something different for you this year?
Yeah, I would probably say, just watching other guys around the league and kind of taking bits and pieces from their game. I feel like a lot of the guys that I watched this offseason, obviously, my boy Brian Burns, I watched him a lot. Jonathan Grenard, guys, that kind of have that similar build and just trying to see, how they've been able to make plays in this league and, see how I can, put that into my game and how to be a better player. I feel like it's really helped me a lot.
There's a 4-letter phrase that keeps coming up when I Twitter search your name. Do you know what it is?
Talk to me.
DPOI. I don't know. What are your thoughts on it?
It's still a lot of season left. Obviously it would be a huge honor to be even mentioned in that type of stuff, but I just got to keep trying to take it one, week at a time. Obviously, I'm off to a great start, but like I said, I feel like I could still be so much better. And, time will tell with that, but, I just got to keep it 1 week at a time.
Is that weird? Because it's Surtain's there, he won it. So there's this cool thing where it's sure, that'd be cool that you guys would be the first pair of teammates to win DPOY in back-to-back seasons. Ed Reed and Ray Lewis did it, by the way, in 2003, 2004. But that's you're also competing against him,
Yeah, no, 100%. Pat, he's one of the best defensive players in the game. Obviously, from what he did last year and even what he's continuing to do this year. So it'd be a huge honor to be in talks with a guy like that. The guy I see come work every day and dominate every game day. So it's gonna be interesting to see for sure.
So in this game, Bo had these 4 total touchdowns in the fourth quarter, which is so insane. He was like, I didn't even know that I did that, like whatever that was going on. 3rd straight week, he's led a fourth quarter comeback to win it. What do you notice about him in those moments?
Shoot, that Bo's a dog. I mean, when you look at it, man, he lives for those type of moments, man. He's came big for us, 2 times this year already in the clutch like that. And, when it's time to let Bo cook, man, he's been doing his thing. So, I'm proud of him. I know the team is. And, I know this is only the beginning for him, man. I know he's going to continue to get so much better, as his career gets along. So I'm proud of him, man. He's for sure a dog.
This wasn't even your first double-digit comeback by this team. But I think it's good to have these kind of situations. It, like, shows like everybody what you're made of. I can imagine what that does in that building as well. When I think back to the last double-digit comeback against Philly, Nick, you're a dog. It was so crazy. Let's talk through this. You were the one that got it going. You get this sack on Jalen Hurts, Fly Eagles Fly celebration. Take me through this.
Yeah, so obviously, I ended up getting the sack, and that's kind of something I already had planned going into the game. But what I didn't have planned is we'd be down 17-3 at the time. So at the time, I'm like, damn, this could be really bad trolling right here since we're down so much. But, I mean, it ended up working out with how we came back and won the game. And it's kind of like a good moment for me now that we ended up winning. So
with the celebration, there was a lot of talk about, that's why I'm asking, what your relationship is with, agitating or creating those atmospheres. You knew that was going to not go over well.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I'm all for trolling. I'm the biggest troller there is. I always tell all my friends. So, I kind of have those type of ideas going into the game when it comes to, trolling fans and stuff like that. So.
How does that go over? Do you do it? Does it light a fire under the other guys as well? I think every team, needs that guy who's willing to do that. And when you're down 17-3, that's a little wild to do.
Yeah, I mean, one of my teammates actually, he told me during the game, Malcolm Roach, he was like, man, you were the one that started it with that celebration.
You were. You spearheaded the whole thing, Bonitto.
Yeah, so, I mean, it was good that, I'm kind of seeing in that light for that game. I was the fire starter. But, I mean, we have so many type of guys like that on our team. So, I mean, I just happened to be the one that game.
How did Jalen take that? I think you guys were teammates.
Yeah, we were. We don't really talk that much, honestly, though. He's kind of like a guy that's, kind of to himself from, all that I've known him. But he's always been a good dude, since I've been with him at OU. So
trolling doesn't work on Jalen, does it?
No, he's always kind of the serious guy anyway, so I don't think I'll have much of a reaction from him.
I've talked about you a lot, and I think that you belong. I know that you belong in the conversation, in the same conversation as Miles, as Aiden, who had a beautiful sack last night on Baker. How do you see that? Do you feel like you have more to achieve to get into that group? Do you feel like you should be talked about as what you are, which is an elite pure pass rusher in the National Football League?
Yeah, obviously, those guys are doing great things right now. And, when you're talking about, just how many years they stacked together with Miles, the TJs of the world, I mean, it's hard to even try to even put myself in that conversation right now. But, I feel like as the player that I'm becoming to be and the one I know I can be as well and down the line, I definitely feel like I could get there, but that's all with just hard work and just continuously trying to get better at the different things that they have to deal with on a daily basis. So
I'm trying to think what you had 13.5 career high last year. What's going to do that for you? In the world, in the way that people like to talk. I think it's 20. I think you might get 20.
Yeah, I mean, 20 is a tall task. I know. I definitely, that's something that I definitely feel like I can do. One of these days in my career, but I just got to keep it, at the same time, 1 week at a time, just keep trying to stack up these weeks. And, if the sacks come, the sacks come, but just continuously trying to do whatever helps the team win.
You got Mahomes coming up. I see that's a 3-sack game in and of itself. I like this for you. I like what this season has to do and what your goals are. And I like that you're not saying I'm the man. You want to get better. That's what I'm hearing. You want to be driven to be better, and you like the negative talk. So me lauding you with compliments isn't going to go very well.
No. If you want to get me going, just keep talking trash to me.
Yeah, you suck, Bonitto. Do better. Really, just 8 sacks in 7 games or whatever it is. You don't even have double-digit sacks yet through 7 weeks.
All right,
what a loser! You're a loser, Bonitto. What is something that really you're what's the comment you hear that you're most pissed by? What gets you?
The biggest thing is probably like when I see like, oh, he can't play the run. It's like, do y'all even watch film sometimes? And it just kind of like pisses me off. So
Yeah.
that kind of stuff just like drives me and like makes you just want to keep going and, work harder in the weight room, work harder, when it comes to studying run game tape and stuff like that. So.
I love that. Maybe we'll do that against the Cowboys. Dak's been playing out of his mind. They're running the ball pretty well, very well as well. He's an MVP candidate. What are you watching, or what are you seeing that maybe is making him so successful? Obviously, he's got great receivers, great team.
Yeah, I mean, just watching the tape these last couple of days, I mean, he's obviously a great thrower of the football, man. He's not afraid to take chances with his guys. I mean, when you have a great player like CD, obviously what George is doing over there, the tight end Ferguson, I mean, they have a lot of weapons on the outside that, he trusts and that can go make plays for him. So, I mean, when you have a connection like that on the outside and have a guy that's not afraid to throw it, I mean, it's a great thing. So they definitely got a great thing going over there. It's going to be a tall task for us this week.
You're going to get to stop the run, though, against a former teammate, yeah? Javonte?
Yeah, we obviously been playing with Javonte for a long time now. I was with him for 3 years, and I know he's a guy that's hard to tackle. So we're definitely going to have a good game plan for him. Make sure we got a lot of hats to him because he's a great runner of the ball for sure.
How come Dak's avoiding these sacks in your eyes? I'm looking at the numbers. Only 3 in the last 4 games. How's he avoiding that?
Yeah, I mean, people don't realize just how athletic he is, too. I mean, obviously, he has a great feel for the pocket. He's been in the league for a long time, so he knows, how to maneuver and stuff. But just his ability to escape and, being able to still make plays down the field is the more underrated part about his game. So we just got to really rush him the right way, and I feel like we usually do a good job of that.
Love that. What does Halloween look like in the Sean Payton Broncos world?
I mean, I don't know what he's doing, but I mean, I know the players. We'll have a little something
really?
As far getting dressed up and, just all getting together, having a good time. So that would be that.
What's the most fun you have with the team? Like, I obviously love and am obsessed with Sean Payton. So the idea of like the celebrating, but it's going to be unpleasant. Like, how long was the celebration for the win? Did it happen at all?
Yeah, and it's funny enough, is like, because we're in the locker room and like he had like a little straight face on. Like I told him, I'm like, it's okay to smile, bro. Like we just came back from like a crazy win, and he immediately started laughing after that. But I mean, that's why he's one of the best coaches. I mean, you're continuously trying to find ways to get better. I mean, obviously he's happy with a win, but he's never satisfied, and you can always respect that type of stuff when it comes to him. So.
You get a lot of love. You're getting the DPOY love. You hate it. I think you suck, so you don't belong in that conversation at all. Who is someone that you'd like to give a little love to on that defense, even the offense, that you think deserves a little more national media attention?
Defensively, I probably have to go with like Jonathan Cooper and John Franklin Myers. I mean, those two guys are like crazy underrated to me, and it's kind of crazy that they don't get more respect that they do. I mean, the stuff that they're able to do both in the run and the pass rush game, I mean, it's really impressive. And when you talk about Cooper especially, I mean, he's probably the best run defender in the league. And I feel like just watching him every day and watching other guys around the league and him being able to do both, it's really impressive.
I think it's impressive how Vance has y'all dialed up, and then so many of you have sacks. Like, it's relentless. I think he doesn't get enough love for what he's done.
No, exactly. I mean, he's always just dialing up different stuff, and we'll be going through the week and we'll be losing our minds, like being like, dang, like all these exotic pressures, we dropping, we rushing. But I mean, you go and look on Sundays and it's like, damn, we have 9 sacks against the Jets. So it's like, you can't really argue with his results, man. You just got to the film, and that's it.
It's a lot. You guys are putting in hard work. You are a Super Bowl contender. Last one for you. You got the Jaxson Dart experience, the Cam Scatterbo experience. What do you make of Jaxson Dart? Was it what you thought going into it on tape, or does he have a little extra something? What were your impressions?
Yeah, I have to give him credit. He's a lot better than, we all thought that, he was when we played against him. He was obviously a really good player coming into the game, but I feel like his feel for the game and his, ability to be able to maneuver the pocket and make plays on the run. And we even had a plan for it all week to be able to, have eyes on him and rush him the right way. And he was still able to go around and make plays. So I was really impressed with him, and I know, as years goes on, he's going to be a really good player, man. He's definitely going to be something, we're going to have to watch out for in the league.
Love that. Okay, you are going to do your thing against the Cowboys. Good luck to you. Good luck down the stretch. I'm going to have to get out to a game, and I love that you brought up your run stopping because it is something that is not talked about enough. How good you are, how elite you are at that. So appreciate you, Nik Bonitto. Nice to meet you.
Appreciate you.